Can I come?
Okay, this is Ash from Falling Leaves Kung Fu here in Tempe, Arizona, and welcome to my tiny kitchen. I'm just kind of shooting this on the fly, so I might ramble a little bit or kind of wander off topic, but I try and keep it as short and sweet as possible. So another one of my big pursuits in life right now is gardening. I wanted to bring organic local produce into the house, and I got a family of 5, so of course if you go down to the farmer's market or Whole Foods, whatever, it gets pretty expensive. So the best way to go about that for me was to start gardening, and there's a lot of socioeconomic, political implications to that as well. Empowering the individual, and in terms of sustainability, there's no fossil fuel input to bring that food into my house. It's right in my backyard. All my gardens, everything I dig, by hand with the help of the family and stuff. So, and on that note, also, I want to have a couple of. I'm going to do a couple of shout outs in this video. It's small business, promoting small business. So on my Facebook page earlier today, I had posted an article that showed about how Americans waste 40% of the food that we grow in this country. And my comment was that with this Bokashi composting, or as a fermentation style composting, I pretty much eliminated 100% of any food waste in my house, because anything that doesn't get eaten, all the scraps, trimmings, everything all goes into the Bokashi compost. And the fermentation style composting, instead of taking like 2 years to get usable compost out of it, with the fermentation style composting, you basically cut that down to about 3 weeks. So, it ferments for about 2 weeks, and then you bury it, and then after another week, pretty much everything is fairly broken down, unless it's got like a lot of bone or a lot of, heavy like cellulose, avocado peel, something like that. Take a little while longer. But, and also with the fermentation style composting, you can compost everything. So you don't have to separate what they call like your greens and your browns, which would be, like your greens, like all your organic stuff, like plant-based stuff, versus your browns, which would be like any meat-type scraps. With the fermentation-style composting, you don't need it. So anyway, there was a follow-up from Dale Dugas from Boston. He's a acupuncturist and herbalist in the area. So if you're in that area, you need some acupuncture, go check him out. Or he has the Coiling Dragon internal, Coiling CDIH, so internal herbs. Anyway, just Google Coiling Dragon and herbs and check him out. So he's got some of the best Jiao on the web. But he had asked me a follow-up question that he was interested in how it was that I had eliminated the wasting any of the food scraps from my household. So anyway, this is it. That's what they call Bokashi, and it's it's an inoculated rice bran. So if you'd want to order some of this, and I'll put another link in the video description down below, go to Bokashi.com. That's Brian McGrath over in Lawrenceville, Georgia. And the reason that this is not his brand, I ordered this before I found out about him, but the reason that I promote his brand is because he has a whole bunch of great videos on fermentation style composting up on YouTube, including how to culture the essential microorganisms from scratch. And part of you could say like permaculture ideals, or natural farming, if that's what you want to call it. Also, kind of ties in with, say, like the Occupy movement, where we want to break up the concentration of knowledge and power and disseminate it. And so he teaches, like I said, he teaches you how to culture, your own bokashi greens, like right from scratch. So again, on YouTube, you check out Bokashi, or go check him out at bokashi.com to order some of his grains if you don't want to bother the process of going through it from scratch. So anyway, to make a long story short, basically all I do just here is, instead of the big 5-pound bag, I don't want to keep that out on the counter, I just keep that under the kitchen sink for storage. And in the meantime, I just have like this little jar here of like baby food size, about like, and anyway, just kind of keep some of the grains here handy on the counter. And just as we're working down here in our workspace, everything gets kind of piled up, the coffee grains, everything. And I just have this old muscle milk container here that all the scraps just go into here. And then when this gets full, then I just transport this outside to where I have my bigger buckets, and then those get full. So you can go check out, I have 2 other videos up if you want to check out the follow-up on those. But anyway, just take the top off, and you put your scraps in, and then you just sprinkle a few grains down on top. That's about all you need. And then you just let it sit until this gets full. It starts fermenting in here, and you just transfer it all into the bigger bucket. But you can kind of see, let me see if I can find the, right there, I don't know if you can kind of see, but there's some white mold building up in there, and that's those are the microorganisms that you want. That's what's doing the work in there. And when you take the top off of this, you don't get blasted with a horrible odor. It just has kind of a slight sort of pickly smell. It's not something that you'd want to leave the top off all the time, of course, but it's like when you do take the top off, it doesn't make everybody want to pass out. And like I said, you just transfer it into the, so this is how I do it in the kitchen, and from here, when this is full, I just transfer it into the other bucket, and it's good to go. So check out the video description below for links to Coiling Dragon herbs if you want to get any herbs, or if you want to get any acupuncture in the Boston area, or check out Bokashi.com if you want to order yourself set up to get started with fermentation style composting today.